Previously on Back of the Backlog.
Hey Niffler, one more try to contact you.
No Niffler, no you.
Hey, you got somebody. The deed has been done. The ratings, they're gonna tank. Me and my good friend Mario. You better listen to us if you want any hope in getting your soul back on track.
That's why I think it's either Drucker or Mario that were actually your manager. That's why you got no acting gigs.
Wow, that hurts, not gonna lie. Well, I guess it makes sense. What are we gonna do now? It's just me and you.
Sonic Mania, Episode 1. That was just me and you. That's all we need for now. Trust me when I say, Mario and Drucker, they're gonna shit their pants when they see you on screen. That's enough for them to come running here. But we'll be prepared. You're gonna call Niffler, alright? Because Niffler hasn't been picking up my calls. Drucker probably said something to him. If you call Niffler, you explain it, he'll understand. And then it'll be fine. We'll get Niffler back, and then in terms of Finn, we're gonna have to blow our budget and try to fly him back.
You said he was on an island. What island is that?
I have no clue if I'm being honest with you.
Alright. Niffler, Finn, they come back. And then what?
Then we just make an episode. Mario and Drucker will be running over here thinking they're gonna negotiate shit, but we're not gonna negotiate anything. We got everyone back together. It's a normal crew again. Like, the show will just be normal again. They have nothing to negotiate. They lose instantly just because of that.
Alright. I'm not gonna lie though. It honestly really hurts to think that there wasn't actually a manager out there that wanted me.
You know, just because you do this series doesn't mean you can't audition for other things. I want you to be happy, man. Go out and try. You don't need no damn manager that's gonna fuck you over. You're Kylo Ren, man. Get some shit.
I suppose you're right. I'll do that.
Alright, well, let's call Niffler.
On back of the backlog. Been gone for way too long. On back of the backlog. Got so many games to play, dog. On back of the backlog. Donkey Kong expands my dog. On back of the backlog. Me and Kylo been fucking since dawn. On back of the backlog. Did you know, yeah, Kylo wears thongs? On back of the backlog. I really fucking hate this song. Yeah.
What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming With Me, and welcome to the 23rd episode of Back at the Backlog, the series where we take a look at the games that I recently beat off my backlog. Today's episode is on the game Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles. My history with the game goes back to its release in 2018. I picked it up because it looked interesting. In the trailers, it had a nice, big, and beautiful open world that also kind of reminded me of Animal Crossing with the peaceful nature of it all. The developers even stated that they were inspired by games such as Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, Zelda, and Skyrim. That is definitely quite the combination, and because of that, it got me intrigued. I bought it the first day there was a physical copy for Switch and never looked back. And by that I mean literally. I played for like 30 minutes and just never looked back at it again until now. Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles originally released on PC and PlayStation 4 on July 18th, 2017. Like I said, I played the Nintendo Switch version that was released on May 17th, 2018. An Xbox One version was released in 2019 with a PlayStation 5 version to be released in 2021. It was developed by Prideful Sloth and published by Prideful Sloth and Merge Games. Does Yonder bring a fresh spin into a genre by combining different elements from different games? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the story first. It starts off with some text talking from a parent's perspective about how they sent off their child to save them from the darkness, but when the child is ready to know the truth, the celestial compass will guide them back home, back to Jamia. The child is you, and it's that time. The child wants to know the truth, so you start off at sea heading towards Jamia. It is a pretty damn interesting hook, especially with the whole celestial compass. Lightning strikes, breaking the entire ship you are on apart, and suddenly your character is in a void with a giant, thing. This thing tells you not to worry as you and your friends are safe. Its name is Airy, and it's been waiting for you. It tells you that its family can help you, but they are lost. Find them, and they'll lead you home. From there, the child wakes up in a cave and finds the first sprite, Lumi. Sprites help clear this evil Murk in the world, and the only way to exit the cave is to clear out the first piece of Murk. Essentially, it's a tutorial on what sprites are and what they're used for. Well, the sprite clears the Murk and the world of Jamia's ahead. The iconic Breath of the Wild style of seeing the open world for the first time occurs, and for a good reason. Giant grass area with a pink forest and a giant mountain in the background. Oh, this looks pretty. From here on out, you could pretty much explore to your heart's content. Now, it's not complete freedom, you can't climb or anything like that, but it honestly is a cool world for the most part.
I wish I could climb everything in every open world game.
I am right there with you.
Honestly, I'd buy a climbing simulator.
A climbing simulator? I don't know about all that. I'm not quite with you there. Following the main story gets you to most of the locations on the map anyway, so depending on your playstyle, it might be good to just follow the main missions first. You'll first be heading to a village where you can meet several people who teach you different basic things in this world. They'll give you tools to get started on Jamia like a mallet, sickle, pickaxe, and more. And since you are introduced to these villagers, well, that means you see what they look like, and well, I don't really like how the character models look like in this game. They're just odd looking. They remind me of a bad drawing in 3D. It's just not very appealing, especially considering the world itself is beautiful. The world of Jamia has a few different environments. There's the open grassy plains, the dry rocky desert, the snow-filled mountains. While that may sound like the typical areas you'll find in an open world, the peaceful atmosphere is what sets Yonder apart from other open worlds. There are no enemies in this game, there's no combat whatsoever in this game, you don't have a health bar, you don't respawn because you don't die, sure there's the Murk but you can't get hurt by it, it's just a roadblock in the way of your journey. What do you do in this game then? Well, the main quests have you find locations, talk to townspeople, and gather resources for something. Now that may sound simple, and well, that's because it is. That's not a bad thing because it's exactly what the game is setting out to be. A game where you explore a vast world, helping out people by finding or crafting resources for them. For example, you'll have a quest that has you restore a moth sanctuary to get a giant moth silk for this one tailor in town. In order to do that, you have to find 3 different types of flowers that are scattered throughout the world. Once found, you can head back and revive the moth sanctuary. Although this specific quest has you wait 2 in-game days and then come back to get the giant moth silk. You then give the giant moth silk to the tailor and boom, quest complete. Every quest fulfilled gets you one step closer to the truth of something. I have to admit that the story definitely didn't grab me. That's okay though, because what did was the music and the relaxing nature of this world. The music is really nice. It truly gives a sense of wonder and thoughts of what is Yonder. There's also many moments in the game with no music and all you hear is the world around you, your footsteps, and the bobbing of your lantern. It creates a truly calming atmosphere. There's plenty of side quests in this game too. I didn't play many of them, but those quests are where you'll get more into looking for resources to combine and craft for somebody. Then, there's also farming in this game. Kind of. I feel like this is probably a huge selling point for some people, but it just doesn't work for me, at least in the context of this game. I didn't go deep at all with farming because I generally didn't understand why you'd farm at all in this game. I guess someone would tell me because it's fun. And yeah, for some people I'm sure it is. To me though, there's no quest that tells me to do something with a farm. Nothing about growing stuff on a farm, expanding a farm, raising animals on a farm, nothing. So for me, it comes down to what it adds to the experience or how it enhances it. Personally, I think it does not do that at all. There's no food meter, so I don't have to eat or grow food to survive. You don't need to sleep anywhere. I can't even sleep anywhere even if I wanted to. I could have an animal on the farm, but what the fuck does that do? Well, I could take it with me on my adventures, but it's too slow to catch up, so who really cares about that? Farms just feel like a decoration in this game, not really something that adds anything gameplay-wise. It's not necessary at all in the slightest.
You could hire people to work on the farm.
Yeah, you could do that for some reason. I guess get materials easier, but I never needed materials on a farm.
Yeah, true. Guess it's mostly for side quests.
Yeah, probably. I did hire this one guy for a farm. The farm's pretty empty though, so he's probably doing nothing. But hey, he has a job, right? As you explore the world, you'll find glowing blue areas. These blue areas hold sprites when interacting with the objects. There's 26 sprites to find, but you only need like half of them to finish the game. A lot of these sprites are pretty well hidden. Usually they are somewhere in a town and you could just keep a sharp eye out to spot them. Every sprite has a unique name and dialogue, which is quite a nice detail. During my first maybe 2 hours with the game, I wasn't too sure if I was actually enjoying it. I just kind of felt like I was going through the motions of the game, and I feel like it was because I was just getting the handle of what exactly the game even was. Especially since early on I built a farm and, well, like I said, farming didn't add anything for me. But when I came back to the game another day and played again, I got deeper into the journey of repairing the Cloud Catcher, which I had no clue what that was, but because of that, it made the quest more interesting. I was finding resources to create something that is probably pretty important. It's in the name of the game, it's gotta be! Once I started getting into the gameplay loop, the game ended. Yes, once I was truly getting into it, the game ended. You may be thinking, well, yeah, games end. But the problem is the average time to beat this game is 10 hours. Sounds pretty good to me, but I somehow, and I mean somehow, finished this game in 3.5 hours. How? How did I do that? I do not feel like I was rushing through this game at all. Which, hey, by the way, I guess we're going to talk about the ending now, just to let you know. In the final quest, you repair the Cloud Catcher, which according to Aerie, restores balance between our worlds, and the world will begin to heal. Whatever that means. You think that maybe clears all the murk or something? But no, it doesn't. So it did something. Something good, I guess.
Maybe it made the characters normal looking.
Man, if they did that, then truly, yeah, the world would be saved.
Hell yeah, that would heal the world.
But this finale is all about discovering the truth, and so from there you go to the ruins of the Old Kingdom in which you search around for 5 letter fragments. The letter fragments are on a child's toy, a diary, a book on sprites, a book on Murk sickness, and a small family portrait. When all 5 are collected, the game darkens and text pops up telling us how the child's parents were actually the king and queen of Jamia. They tell us the child is able to see between worlds. However, when the child was born, they were born sick and frail, growing weaker over time. The parents used the power of the Cloud Catcher to heal the child, to help them grow up and live a normal life. But because of this, the Cloud Catcher broke and in turn, broke the land of Jamia as well. This is what caused the Murk to hurt the land. Aerie took the child somewhere safe, but the parents, well, they paid the price. Although they go on to say, "We want you to know that we have no regrets. From the moment you were born, we knew you were someone special. No matter the price that was paid, you were worth it." After that, an NPC says, "Welcome home," and the credits roll. I get the Cloud Catcher now. I think it's pretty cool that you play as the character who inadvertently ruined the land of Jamia. Not only that, but you are royalty. Those are some huge truths being learned, but as the end of the game, well, it just kind of ended out of nowhere. No joke, I had a feeling it was the ending, but because of the average playtime, I didn't think so. But when the credits rolled, I was literally shocked. I wasn't even recording because I thought, no way. But it was, so I had to reload the save and play through again just so I could record it. I guess a lot of people did a lot of side content, but when How Long to Beat says 10 hours, and the official FAQ page of the game says if you complete only the main story, you can complete Yonder in around 6 to 8 hours. I really only did the main story, so it's actually more like 3.5 to 4. The length of the game isn't even a problem because it's okay to have a 4-hour game, obviously, but it's the fact that I didn't even really start getting into it after like 2 hours. The main quest just doesn't have enough meat on it to recommend. It takes a bit to get going, and just when you feel like you're settled in, the game ends. Sure, there's plenty of side content, but so much of it feels like decorations. So much of the world just feels like amiibos. Hear me out. Yes, you can technically interact with objects and characters in the world, but they are always used for the most basic concepts, and then in the end of the day, these towns and farms I have just end up sitting there, becoming decorations in my world. Yes, I just took shots at amiibos. Honestly though, there's so many things that could be fleshed out in this game. Let me actually enter buildings, sleep, eat food, craft my own home, something. There's not much freedom in a game that pushes a player to try anything, but ultimately it doesn't really feel like you are affecting anything. Unfortunately, Yonder is very limited in so many aspects it's trying to be. So when the final words said to me are, "Welcome home," well, I have to question, what part of this world is my home? Overall, I'm going to give Yonder the Cloud Catcher Chronicles a... So all 27 sprites go in a dude's backpack? How big is this damn backpack? Out of 10. Yonder the Cloud Catcher Chronicles is alright. The world is interesting to explore, the gameplay loop is solid once it gets to a certain point, it's visually great, and the music is solid. It just lacks really any depth to truly recommend. But if you are looking for a relaxing game in a truly beautiful world, Yonder at least delivers on that front. It's a game that once it grabbed me had me lost in its atmosphere, but was sadly short-lived. Like I said earlier, it still took a while to actually grab me, and maybe others will feel differently if they were grabbed from the very start. I hope the game still sold well though. I'm sure the game sold a few 100,000 copies, which I'm sure means they made their money back and then some. I hope we do get a sequel. It definitely has the potential to be a great game if they just go deeper into what the player can actually even do. I'll definitely keep an eye out for the developer's next game. So far, no new game yet, just an enhanced edition of Yonder for PS5, but it's been almost 4 years, so I'm guessing their next game is going to be coming out semi-soon. That'll be it for today though. Thanks so much for watching. Share around as these videos take such a long time to make. Have you played Yonder the Cloud Catcher Chronicles? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time for the season finale. Yonder the Cloud Catcher Chronicles had a great world with a lack of depth, but it is officially out of the backlog.
Until dusk will I roam. It's the dark end of night, but the compass brings me light, encouraging and warm. The shining hope within this storm. Path of light, tell me when you are leading me to my friends. Sights
Carlo, how's it been?
Hey, Niffler. I've been good.
Oh, it's good, bro. What do you need?
So I heard you and Robert haven't been talking in quite a while. Why is that, man?
If I'm being honest with you, apparently Drucker told me that Robert's been taking all of our bonuses. Like, every episode we're supposed to be getting a bonus for ourselves.
What? Bonuses?
Exactly. You have no clue. And I didn't either. I guess it makes sense. He has his contract still. I never kept my contract like that. When I heard that Robert was stealing our bonuses, I was so disappointed. I had no clue. I had no damn clue, man.
I'll tell you some good news. That dude is lying out of his ass.
What? How do you know? Are you gonna just say he's lying? In what way?
Well, for one, his contract is actually right next to me. I'm at Roberts.
Yeah, Niffler. It's all bullshit. Hey, look, I get why you may want to stay quiet on me right now, but just listen. What Drucker has been saying is a complete lie. Bonuses? For all of us? Who the hell's gonna afford that, man? I don't get... We don't have that type of money to give bonuses every damn episode. I would love that. Because you guys deserve it. That doesn't exist. And his contract? He doesn't have it. I have it.
He's telling the truth, Niffler. It's in his hand. Whatever thing he fed to you, it's all lies.
Niffler, you, Kylo, and Finn are all like family to me. I would never want to fuck you guys over. I mean, why would Kylo be back if that was the case? Why did Finn never talk about it? You know, Drucker has just been messing with you. And he's been messing with all of us. I think it's time we reunite.
I feel dumb. I'm sorry.
It's alright, Niffler. The guy's just an asshole. We should have known from the start. Him trying to bribe us with 30 games. That's a red flag right there.
Well, what do I do now?
What do you do now? Well, if I were you, I would turn on Steam immediately because next month's game is kind of a longer one.